Senate declines to prevent plot to kill approximately 500,000 barred owls by Fish and Wildlife Service. Northern spotted owls are being squeezed out by the westward migration of the larger barred owls. The U.S. Senate rejected an effort on Wednesday to block a contentious U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, USFWS, proposal to kill almost 500,000 barred owls in order to conserve their cousin, the northern spotted owl. John Kennedy, the Republican senator from Louisiana, had planned to reject the measure by bringing the matter to a vote with a joint resolution under the Congressional Review Act. The effort failed with 25 votes to 72 votes. The barred owls are not hurting anybody. They're just doing what nature instructs them to do. We're going to modify nature, Kennedy said in an address before the Senate. We're going to control our environment to this extent. We're going to pass DEI for owls. Barred owls have been expanding their habitat west, increasing competition for the spotted owl. The more aggressive barred owls come from eastern North America and are slightly larger and more equipped to adapt than the spotted owl. The spotted owl has been threatened over the years, facing considerable habitat loss as logging and development decimated old-growth forests in the Pacific Northwest. The USFWS announced a controversial plan to slaughter as many as 450,000 of the raptors in selected areas in the Pacific Northwest during Joe Biden's administration, stating that barred owls represent a significant threat to the survival of the spotted owl. Under that management technique, 2 trained individuals must positively identify barred owls, and removal specialists will shoot the creatures. Experts agreed it constituted an ethical dilemma, and animal welfare and conservation groups were at conflict over the issue. In 2024, more than 80 U.S. animal welfare groups condemned the idea colossally reckless. Some Republicans became major critics, as well, believing it was wrong and wasteful. The concerns showed a rare divergence between the Trump administration and certain Republicans. Officials had asked Kennedy and other Republicans to back the idea, which had earned support from the logging industry. Kennedy described it as a misguided attempt to safeguard the spotted owl and said to the Interior Department officials, "Who appointed them, God?" During his speech on the floor, the senator said he had received a call from the Interior Secretary, Doug Burgum, who begged him not to follow forward with the resolution and stated he was slandering the administration. I told him he was confused. He had the incorrect person. The secretary needs to call somebody who cared what he thought. Kennedy said, "I think he's wrong. I think he and the other members of the Administrative Department of Interior decided to play God." Oregon Senators Jeff Merkley and Ron Wyden issued a joint statement in support of the USFWS plan. The Fish and Wildlife Service's plan was developed after a decade of research, consideration of alternatives to manage the non-native and invasive barred owls, and consultation and partnership with tribes. The statement said, "An outstanding cell-phone." In 1936, John Scott, son of the late Guardian owner and famed editor C.P. Scott, did something unheard for a media heir. He handed up his ownership for the greater good. After inheriting the newspaper, Scott relinquished all financial profit, bar his salary, in the Guardian, worth £1 million at the time and roughly £62 million now, and turned control over to the newly founded Scott Trust. The trust would evolve to have one essential mission: to safeguard the financial and editorial independence of the Guardian in perpetuity. That means the Guardian can't be bought. Not by private equity, not by a conglomerate, and definitely not by a millionaire searching for a political voice. Our freedom means we can say what we want, report on who we want, confront who we want, and stand up at a time when others are sitting down. But this unique arrangement also means we depend on people like you from Bangladesh to help fund our work. If you would rather the news you read was the product of judgments made by journalists and editors, not stockholders or ultra-wealthy tech bros, then, well, you know what to do.